Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, riveting, and amazing Propagandacast with me, host Imperial Dane, the one and only Master Propaganda, who lives like defender of the fatherland, off you to 1v1 on Villa Fiore. Northwest it is Theodios, the man, not the emperor, fighting here for America, freedom, democracy, here with the 82nd Airborne, and a Pathfinder start. Been a while since we've seen those, I feel like, to an extent, but they do seem to be getting slightly more traction here and there. First and south, it is Delirious fighting for Deutschland. He is setting forth with the 26th Panzer Division, 3rd Panzer Grenadier Company. We got Terror, we got Italian Coastal, we got Breakthrough versus the Airborne pick there. So we off to the races, rifle following up here with Theodios, no weapon support center build, which, considering how most players have increasingly used the Pathfinders, at least for the patches, you know, make the addition there. We basically saw mostly Pathfinders 30 cals, now it's Pathfinders riflemen, so some interesting choices here. Broad approach here, but Delirious heading all directions, thumbs up to that. For those wondering what exactly was the role of the Pathfinders, they're basically Airborne Infantry dropped ahead of the major airborne operations, meant to, like, you know, secure the major landing sites to hopefully make those airdrops a bit smooth. So, you know, fun little fact there. The British also had their own Pathfinders, a fun fact. MD42 there for Delirious. Got the point here. So far, no action there. Go just to say that Pioneers coming in from the Pathfinders, another rifle squad for Theodosius, MD42 right around the corner. Grenadiers with the rifle here. Got the shots going off here. Rifle could of course close in here with the M1 Garangs and the Thompson. Getting close, getting mean. Northeast Pioneers poking about. Flanking in the Grenadiers, losing Ludwig there. Quickly turning to the Pioneers, basically going for the targeting, mostly damage too. MD42 team arriving here, Pioneers falling back. And yeah, as soon as the MD42 arrives, Theodosius pulls back. That's going to be tough other way to get out. They can't really close in. Well, the MD42 starts firing, so I think here Theodosius basically made the right call, considering all the various factors. South side here, Pathfinders keep pushing forwards. Delirious focusing on the center for now. And we got the 2nd Grenadier squad halfway done. I imagine Theodosius will go for more riflemen. But it could surprise us, maybe hold out for a paratrooper squad and drop them in pretty early here versus Delirious. That could also be a distinct tactical option that Theodosius could pursue here versus the Germans. Flamethrowers on the way here, the Flammenwerfer. Pushing slowly southwards, Pathfinders occupying this nice spacious house here. So will Delirious go for more tier 1 units? Will he tech up? Will he go for officers' quarters? Those are, of course, some of the major decisions Theodosius could consider right at this moment versus Theodosius. As Theodosius brought in a 3rd rifle squad after all. Not too surprising, really. Very common USF build. And there's basically nothing wrong with it. Got the flamethrower pumps, we've got the Grenadiers backing up so you can quickly merge with them. That way ensuring the Pioneers remain at full strength. Bit of a sneaky tactic you can do as the Wehrmacht, courtesy of the Grenadiers' merge ability. Very much something, you know, popular from CoH3. The Soviets did it with their conscripts and the engineers, but, you know, it was also quite effective then. Theodosius here, though, with an air support center. Wow. Theodosius must really be feeling up to some non-meta fun, because we really don't see the air support center. That cancels it. Perhaps it was a mistake he wanted to go in from after all. He was like, hey, wait a minute. I don't want air support. I want infantry support. Delirious with a Panzer Grenadier Company, got grenades, medical stations, and we got Delirious with Terror. That's an interesting choice there. So, Grenades almost done, rifle closing support of the Pathfinders, catching here, Delirious Grenadiers in a bit of a bad spot, cut off point hit, severing German supply lines, depriving them of precious fuel, as American forces dive in further up north. Begin to defend the cutoff point, reclaim it in the name of Das Vaterland. Grenade chucked here. Oh, nice throw there. Tried to dodge it, but probably just retreated overall. Now the Grenadiers are super low on health. They won't be much use of this engagement, and we got the few of them in hit. Delirious with the 251 half-track, the Mittlerer Schützen Panzerwagen, also known as the Hanno Mag. Sending in the Grenadiers, probably just contest the point while the enemy force press the Pathfinders.
Our enemy has control over
Feels risky to send the Grenadiers with this low health here. Yeah, quickly forced to fall back here. The enemy force able to press in time so they get to the cover. And another Grenadier does another big hit in Delirious infantry.
251 half track.
There you go, half track out. Mittelschützen Panzerwagen. Typically part of any Panzer Division's 1st Battalion. That's the first 4 Panzer Grenadier companies were equipped with armoured half-tracks. The support company then typically having a bunch of Stummels in it for more close fire artillery support alongside some mortar half-tracks.
Territory sector lost.
Fun fact there. And I believe some half-track heavy MD-42 teams as well. So, medical or weapon support in the Theodosius. Can call in the paratroopers, probably isn't quite feeling the desire there. Grenadiers Pioneers setting out. Pathfinders busy there. Bazooka team Theodosius and not responsive to the arrival of the mighty Hanomag or SPW. SPB.
Awaiting orders, Commander.
We got the Panzers moving in there.
Those troopers are firing at
Supported by the Flamethrower Pioneers. Actions running cheap there for the Pioneers. As machine gun team Grenadiers pushing up as well here, victory points wise. The Doge has already got a strong lead over Delirious at the moment. Definitely a minor point of concern, of course, at this stage. There's still plenty of victory points to go, but not something that should be entirely dismissed either in the first 10 minutes or so. The Bazooka team Rifle and Pathfinders will move. Pioneers caught out in the open, unsupported. As the half-track withdrew and the Grenadiers and the machine gun team did not keep pace here.
Our territory is exposed. We must
Hafting
re-establish a
pursued here
connection.
by the Bazooka team. Meanwhile, south side. Theodosius strikes on the field on the right side of his opponent's base. Well played with Theodosius. Managing various units across the map quite effectively. Excellent skill there to have. Grenadiers machine moving a bit further in here to secure the center. Try and anchor against any American assault. We can see the Theodosius really trying to flank around here. Further south here, Pathfinder pursuit with the 251. Panzer squad on the way with Delirious. Let's see if that works out. BAR's meanwhile for Theodosius. The Browning automatic rifle. Roughing it off. Standard issue weapon for most rifle squads in the US Army, except apparently for the armored riflemen. That is the ones in the half tracks. Which apparently just had a bunch of rifles and a bazooka though. As say, they could still like get their hands on BARs or Browning light machine guns. Apparently doctrinally, just on paper, they just had rifles and they were basically, I think, meant to rely on their armored half-track, fight machine gun wagon. So, fun fact there. Captain rifling in, the Pioneers up north and pushed back by the captain. After withdrawing Americans and aggressive pursuit Delirious. Definitely seems to struggle a bit here with the map control. We got the officers quartered out and we got the Panzer Grenadiers squad ready with a Sturmgewehre.
We have lost control of a victory point.
Theodosius flying up his bazooka team with a 30 cal here, and there we go, cut off point. Once being struck here by American riflemen. But yeah, there were various types of riflemen in the US Army, which of course is not the impression you might get considering the way, you know, we always just get riflemen, but well, you know, armored riflemen as well.
We have been cut off.
Fun fact there.
There's an officer station.
I need a bit of trouble here though. Yeah, just Theodosius playing the map smartly here. And like, you know, just forcing his opponent to constantly run after him. Of course, the half-track can sort of help push back him by being more mobile, but so far Delirious hasn't really been able to, like, you know, get a mechanized route that way going. Somewhat ensuring he doesn't really get to make it work.
We do not hold any victory points. We must counterattack.
Panzer is moving up there with a Sturmgewehre. And they're going to upgrade the half-track to the Stummel. And engage 75mm cannon, which is basically meant to be a more self-propelled version of the LEG-18. It's an equivalent to that. So, fun fact.
Now we've got cover.
Got the machine holding up here. Pioneers poking in.
The enemy remains stubborn. We are down to 300 points.
299 is 493. Panzers with the Pathfinders Route Squad moving in here. We got here Delirious in various points across the map here with no major concentration. Theodosius slowly building up east in the south. Stummel upgrade almost ready. And there you go, another major push prepared by Theodosius. Sturman gets a pretty decent hit on the Pathfinder's south side. Panzer's moving against Rav Squad. Canadians moving to assist. Definitely very important for the Pentagons. The Greenies can quickly merge, pick up the weapons, and never replace any casualties. There we go.
We have a surplus of command points
Advanced
available.
logistics for Theodios is almost done. Battle grenade pioneers flanking up north of the American assault is going quite well here. Delirious' lines are buckling, giving way here to the American advance under Theodios and the 82nd Airborne.
Commandant, territory sector lost.
Delirious here could consider more Panzer Grenadiers, more Grenadiers. We'll have to see what he does here. Another MD-42 might be an option, or a sniper in theory.
One of our capture points is under attack.
South side's been grabbed here by Delirious quite effectively. Thumbs up to that at least. He's also managed to halt the victory point, beat actually get a minor one going there on Theodosius. For now at least. But the situation here for Delirious is definitely a bit tough. You're going flanking here. Sturmer though getting the 30 cal there. Fortunately, you have to cover the flank against the maneuvers here to get around here. Nice set up there by Delirious. Completely thwarting that flank there.
Alarm. Sector overrun.
Very well played there by Delirious. Withdrawing a bit there. Got to grab the centre, but decided to pull it back well there. Guess he was concerned there might be, a follow-up attack that could cause some problems here. Maybe it's hard to say there, or maybe it was a misclick. Panzers the Pathfinders. Up close, definitely getting awkward, but still kind of working up for the other Pathfinder squad nearby. The Panzers taking a lot of damage there. Down to just 2 men. Rifle squad arriving. Forcing the Panzer Grenadiers to withdraw. Is committing to another squad there. And we got a lot of barbed wire being down here. Delirious making sure the Americans don't run off their tracks.
Initiating requisition. Victory point is under
Support
enemy
elements.
control.
Propaganda leaflets drop there. Not going straight for the King Tiger. Bold move there, and also an interesting move, I have to say. Anti-tank is edge over for Theodios. Still haven't seen any of the paratroopers. Directly, Rap Squad charging towards the centre here. Up north, Pioneers poking back. Right, Canadians flying up. There you go. Very far for the centre. MD-42's in trouble here, getting flanked up into it, and got the 30 cal engaged directly while it's not in cover. Captain in, Bazooka in trouble there further south. Sturman's reporting a push here, but may want to quickly switch towards the centre here. We've got some forces being dispatched to deal with it. Exactly, and there you go.
The enemy has
Diverting the
sector.
Panzerguns from the southern assault to move toward the centre assault. Thumbs up there. I'd say that was a good tactical response by the Delirious. Planning to attack here is upon now from several sides. And what is this? We get actual paratroop of Theodosius. Thumbs up. Pathfinder's routed by the mighty Sturmer. 275 161. Comes in the Pioneers. And we got the Sturmer on the move. Gonna deal with this rifleman. Almost had the captain there. Almost gave him a posthumous promotion to Major, but he dodged that one quite well, I guess. Sturmer keeps blasting away. The further up north, German forces are quickly swinging through. Here we got mines down in the Schützenminus 42, and we got the Stug 3G on the way for Delirious. 2 thumbs up. Zook team paratroopers moving in here. 14 Delirious to grab the point. He's also got most of the map now, so well played there. Survival training as Theodios looks to make his men even tougher. And they got the paratroop with the double Browning light machine guns. Half on Rob and Chargson. Lone Pioneer squad absolutely outgunned, outnumbered. Easily forced to withdraw the machine gun. They're being flanked over the paratroopers going out with the Brownings.
Their assault gun is reporting for duty.
Stug ready. Thumbs up. Should definitely have the Panama machine gun in my opinion. We got more bazooka teams on there. Theodosius. Freedom, democracy, and liberty.
A machine gun has been
MD42 what?
destroyed.
There we go. Panzer's Glennis moving pretty much preventing Theodios from actually getting his hands on it. And there he goes. Stu to the rescue. Look, team ready as well. Adding the
Enemy
machine gun.
forces have
Thumbs up.
captured a victory point.
Engaging the GIs. Hitting that southern point with the paratroopers. You want to be careful of that Sturmer there.
Territory lost.
And there we go. Killing machine gun there ready. Now the later model Stu 3Gs will actually in several cases, at least on paper, have the remote controlled machine gun there, similar to what the Hetzer had. Fun fact. Rushing there, go point blank blast, 2 thumbs up, baby.
Territory sector lost.
In this case, not so lucky with it, but it's the idea that counts.
Victory point lost.
Ton 73 is 4-7. Got my stuff unlocked with Theodios, smoke on the machine gun, good response there. Both bazooka rockets failing to make any impact on the map of the Stu 3G. North German forces continue to advance here. And we see that Theodosius Macropole continues to be a bit shaky here in the face of the Third Reich. Nebenwerfers. Going with some heavy rocket artillery there to try and blast the Americans into submission. Further south, paratroopers Grenadiers got a 200 Plus gunning in. His Sturm also the senior. And they're making the situation with the paratroopers pretty much untenable. In the center, American assault team is, well, I guess it's going to fire White Phosphorus rockets with that machine gun. Almost at the 30 cal, there we go. I think that's going to be a White Phosphorus rocket. No, no, not at all. No, White Phosphorus rocket after all. Ralph's got in trouble here. Nebelwerfer right around the corner there for Delirious. And there you go. Rifleman straight to the infantry line of fire. Further south, Sturmgeschütz on low catch the Ralph's got Pat's being hit with a grenade. Tactical. Automatic fire up there. Oh, good shot there from point blank blast. 2 thumbs up away. Pretty good ability, particularly if your opponent isn't, aware of it or just forgets about it. You can really do a lot of damage with it. So 2 thumbs up to Delirious for some fairly consistent use of it. I do feel like it's a very slept-on ability personally. Second shoot for Delirious. My man. 30 cal team, they're moving forwards. Engage for the mud of the Stug. Got Neva barrage off. Bombarding the American base. Up north, Panzerwhoopers, paratroopers on their own.
We have command points that require use.
Stug almost done. Grenadiers being chucked around for the captain. Another Stug ready up for Delirious. At this point, though, Tartape is going to go for the V1. He's actually now turning towards the King Tiger after all. We got the rocket strike there selected for Theodosius, and no carpet bombing runs. He wants something with a bit more precision. Speed. Should move further out.
The enemy has claimed our territory for their own.
Sturm at ace loaded providing for support. Oh, Sturm continues to get the side armor. I do wonder, has he gone for the upgraded bazooka rockets? He has.
The enemy has taken a victory
Somewhat
point.
recently. Anything machine about to get wiped again. There we go. This time though, Delirious can't prevent it falling into the hands of the Americans, and Theodios there makes a pretty good fall off there. Nice push there. Delirious punished for not having any infantry about to,
The enemy has
recruit
taken
quickly,
our territory.
or maybe keep the Americans
Victory point
just
is
run up
under
to
enemy
grenade in the
control.
first place. Nebelwerfer now in trouble as the entire thing in front of it is just gone. There is no German defense there. half on the foot to the cutoff point. Theodios is once more pushing pretty effective map control versus Delirious. Impressive work.
Awaiting orders.
Duke hanging back. Comes the rifleman and routing them. Smoke off.
Enemy forces have captured a victory point. It's just infantry.
Stürmer still going for the parapets up north.
Enemy forces have claimed our territory.
Yes, sir. We are ready. We've captured the territory, Commandant.
261, 324. Stürmer racing ahead. We got a fresh push on the center here.
Come on,
Another
boys,
mighty
must be a fight.
weather barrage unleashed. Porting near Theodios center attack here, leaving nothing but flames and ashes. And burning Yankees. In the south here, Duke many of us the machine gun. Not enough just for point blank blast. Starting to look like he's going to try and hold out for a King Tiger as a go for one. We got demolition packs Theodios, meaning possibly attack lines here. Duke the big swarm by bazookas. And a complete lack of infantry. Oh, grenade as well there. Also, we see the Delirious lines being stretched a bit thin here by Theodios. Before then makes an aggressive punch. Thumbs up.
Enemy points at 300. Confirm. The enemy has taken a victory point.
Duke goes the machine gun. Bazooka team's going for the Stürmer. Almost had it there. Low score. Cutoff point being hit. Duke now being hunted by the bazooka teams. Panther then forced off the cutoff point. Theodios is building up that pressure versus Delirious. He's also got a minor lead in casualty.
Grenadier
Death
squad has
ratios.
been destroyed.
Grenadiers wiped. We get back to Fleet Squad. Goes for another
Sector now
Panzer
under
Grenadier
enemy
squad.
control.
Quite the commitment there from Delirious to Panzer Grenadiers.
Awaiting orders. Regret shooting at us!
We have lost control
Rifle
of the
machine gun
victory
there
point.
with Captain Pathfinders just going for that lone pencil. We got automatic fire activated, but they are on their own here. Don't think that's going to happen too much. And the center street we're seeing right at the bazooka team. See a point blank blast. First shot misses. Oh dear. Oh, one squad retreats. Almost had it there. There's satchel charge.
Standing by.
Oh dear. Stu kaput.
Sector lost.
One thing you definitely keep in mind with the Stug is, bazooka teams and the satchel charge ability. Hunters are up north here, has to retreat, might have stuck around for too long. Got a fresh squad out at least, we are losing that Stug, is sending me pain for the Delirious, and we got Theodios meanwhile pushing for the tank depot. In fact, he might lose the Panzer Grenadiers. No! Well-timed smoke shell there from Delirious saves the Panzer Grenadier squad.
150 points.
Thumbs up, that was excellent smoke play there. That was one of the best smoke saves I think I've seen there. Of course, would have been necessary to be treated sooner, but, details at this point. I think what matters again is, like, you would have made a mistake in the first place. He was able to avoid a total mistake on that smoke shell. So, of course, that is also important. Like, yeah, sometimes you make a mistake, but then waiting and, try and, ensure it doesn't become a total disaster instead of just a mistake. And that smoke shell was definitely wasted, make sure a mistake didn't become, a total disaster and cost himself an entire Panzer Grenadier squad. Thumbs up there. Meanwhile, Theodios' tank depot is almost done. And of course, quickly merge if he wants to. Got a little bit of still at it. Doing a massive amount of damage very fast. Good, of course, considering the armored side's good, see, but if he is setting up for the King Tiger, obviously I won't spend too many resources on other things that aren't his King Tiger. Another stinging incendiary barrage out of Delirious and his Neeple Alpha.
Alarm. Sector overrun.
Stops your Stug.
Scheiße! We've been spotted! That heavy machine gun is targeting us! Listen only for now.
Stug still moving ahead here.
200 points remain. We are losing our grasp.
Falling in here. Story of thus far to land. The Stug and the Stug. Nothing you've watched at this time is an interesting choice there, though, of course, partly because he lost one to his opponent, so it does make a fair bit of sense.
Fastest ones are ahead! Pioneers and enemy entanglement!
We have lost a squad of Panzer Grenadiers.
Oh, another Panzer squad wiped out. They just, you know, struggling against all the barred up riflemen. Which really, again, all just think highlights the fact that, you know, the Panzer Grenadier buff just, I don't think was, again, really good enough.
The enemy is stealing our territory from us.
And of course, the highlights Delirious issue and then trying to rely on them. Yeah, my advice as usual means if you want to go for Panzer Grenadiers, go for Fallschirmjäger. Sure, they might be tough to keep alive, but at least they can do some damage.
We have lost a sector.
At like relatively sensible distances. Obviously, if you've gone for they would have gone for King Tiger, but you know, personally, that's a sacrifice I'd be willing to make. Oh, rocket strike into the Stug, and everything else dodged narrowly there, though. Not the Stug, but even the Stug and the lead for Hellcat almost on Theodios. I would expected a Sherman here, but details. There's meanwhile, as the command comes down for the King Tiger.
King Tiger is standing by for deployment.
He has the fuel, he just needs a bit of manpower to get there. Of course, it will take a bit of a while to get there.
This should hold you for now.
Panzer is moving vorwärts. Ever vorwärts.
Those troopers are firing at us!
Moving in.
Just closed. Watch for ricochet.
200.
Fire!
Blasting in the centre there. Fresh assault with Theodios against the German lines. Delirious running ever short infantry. It's definitely starting to hold back the Americans. Another needle of a barrage here trying to light up the Americans here and prevent them from moving further the centre. They're definitely taking some damage here. Almost had a wipe there on the rifle squad, but they clearly wore their asbestos underwear. Because obviously, no side effects there.
You need tools.
179 with 753.
Get out of his arm! Under fire from infantry!
Sturman going out as the captain. Back at base here for Delirious. Not much else happening.
We are not built for this.
Territory sector
And there
lost.
Hellcat goes for the Sturman. Ooh, nice blinding shot there. Hellcat crew probably having a very, very bad time with that.
Enemy combat!
Up north, the Glennies Pioneers the rifle squad here. Poured on them, eating pop, and the Pioneers just melt away there. Nice merge. It's just though, this one is just feeding more easy kills over the riflemen. Due to that poured on. 172 to 253. Seemingly moving up to counter up north, even the southern flank is completely evaporating here. Another needle of barrage already. 160 to 253. Back at base, but like healing reinforcement. He is getting close to that King Tiger. Ever so slowly.
Victory point lost.
Fresh assault in the center of the gun, an ace Panzer Delirious. Well, actually managed to get one there. Thumbs up to that. That's because of what they can hold off, though. Yeah, good grenades. Pretty much forced to retreat this since if he darts him, he gets pressed by the 30 cal anyways. Ram closing in here. We got 150 to 253. Up north here, Pioneers the captain. At this point, Theodios just has a much larger force than his opponent. Of course, part of it is because Delirious is saving up for that King Tiger, so he's putting a significant amount of his economy on hold. Whereas Theodios is not saving up for, like, you know, some kind of, oh, I don't know, super Pershing, which they technically, I think, like, made one example of, in which they actually see combat. Fun note there.
Engines running.
You get the point.
Victory point is under enemy control.
He's not setting up for it, so again, like, he needs to put much more of his economy, you know, on use. Now to lose, it's moments away from the King Tiger, the Koenigsieger, the Tiger 2, also known as the Tiger B, had a lot of names that way. Elka going at it, pursuit teams pulling up here. Can go for the King Tiger any moment now. Any moment now. We need embarrassing there. Come on, Delirious, the Koenigsieger, the Tiger 2.
King Tiger deployed.
Okay, there we go. King Tiger ready. Sent in from the found 8th Schwerer Panzerabteilung. A lot of heavy steel there to bring back against the opponent.
Enemy forces have claimed our territory.
North here, Panzer is busy, Captain holding up.
Werfer team destroyed.
Niebuhr crew down, a good hit there for Theodosius.
We have lost control
Still
of the victory
achieving
point.
that glorious victory as the King Tiger marches forwards with its 88mm high velocity gun.
It's done. The engines warm and guns are close. Get us
Rat's holding down heavy tank mines, only getting caught though doing so and almost annihilated by the King Tiger with a single shot. Well, North American forces poking in here, Panzer's flying up behind the captain. Massive shot, then machine gun and white. Deutschland strikes. And wrecking it. Under the rough got fun grenade off.
5 command
Big
points
boom.
available.
Their bazooka teams are just shredding the King Tiger head on. Putting him more or less down to half health. Sounds like punch with the rough squad here. Another need of a barrage to keep the bazooka teams away from the King Tiger. And he needs more pioneers, I think, to get that King Tiger fixed up swiftly. Other pioneers, whoops. Okay, he's getting up to start fixing it. 122 to 249 to those. Getting there, but his opponent's still a bit ahead of him in terms of victory points. Paratroopers replenished for the paratroopers there. King Tiger on the move.
We are losing men here.
Now they're Sturman going forward. 122, 1035. Fresh move troops there. Paratroopers continue, I think, they're away. German forces here. Sturman on aggressive pursuit. American force wing in large numbers. They're also bunched up, which could be a great shot for the King Tiger. Bit surprises when to bunch up his forces like that, knowing the King Tiger is on the field now. There we go. That was a bit of a head shaker. Now we've got 12 cats going forward, plus the bazooka team. King Tiger needs support for the Sturman on the supporting others. Sturman is not moving either here. Definitely a mistake also by Delirious leaves King Tiger that unsupported. About the Hellcast and all that jazz. So yeah, that was, yeah, King Tiger knocked out here. Theodios just scoring a fantastic hit there. Loses one Hellcat, but I mean, pretty obvious that a Hellcat for King Tiger is an amazing trade-off. In this case, all it got is Stug. Massive blow to Delirious and the German army. Really not looking good for Delirious now, anything. I mean, he has no anti-tank weapons otherwise. And he has got no way of protecting his Sturm. I mean, it's not like Theodios has tanks, but he does threaten like Delirious' well tanks, which is probably his best way back to dealing with the riflemen, because its infantry kind of just melts in the face of the riflemen and the paratroopers, unfortunately. That's a bit the issue here for Delirious.
We have lost control of a victory point.
Carl finds itself with the Hunter Grenadiers. 110-29, there you go. White Phosphor use this. Make things much tougher for Delirious' infantry to do anything, really. And another massive wave of democratically inspired infantry down in Theodios moving forwards.
Tiger is waiting deployment.
I suppose Delirious could try for another King Tiger. I mean, well, what is his other choice, really, in a sense? I guess it's churning out almost Strooks, but he may not feel entirely happy about that. At least the King Tiger, in theory, has that bigger aura there of intimidation against the enemy. 110-29, and they're going to call in on the ND42 team. They're holding out on the massive craters left behind from the rocket strike.
The enemy has taken a victory point.
Routing the Pathfinder, routing around Northern Victory, 104 versus 229. The clock continues to keep us Delirious. Situation for the German army is desperate. It absolutely looking like it's going for another King Tiger. And I think Theodios is going for another Hellcat is very much aware that Delirious might try and bet on a second King Tiger, somehow turn the entire match around for him. Yeah, Panzer's just been ripped apart with the Bardock Rifleman. They just are not on the same level, it would appear. They not want the Rifleman have the survival training.
The enemy holds all victory
82, 79 versus 229, like really rough spot being for Delirious as he continues to save up for the Königssieger. 69, 67 versus 229. Situation is not improving for the Reich. Anything but if. Of course, the reinforcement of the Panzers is delaying the King Tiger further. 53, 51 with 229 here. Theodios more or less seem to have the match on lockdown here, and I think Delirious at this point going for the King Tiger. He's just set himself up for defeat. Of course, he doesn't have the weak points left for it. Yeah, he's like just delaying it, but the way he's having to fight. So there you go, GG, game over. He's taking the loss at Delirious. He definitely had some opportunities, but I mean, Theodios is a really good player. Made some good maneuvers that Delirious kind of struggled with, but also just the Panzer Grenadiers, I just don't think are that great. Like, you're better off just trying to go straight for Starstrom or going Luftwaffe for the Fallschirmjägers. Though, of course, in this case, also just doesn't help the King Tiger, just kind of got easily shredded by the bazookas, for example, as well, which doesn't really help him either. But there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match and learned something from it. This is Imperial Cheers, and see you all tomorrow for another exciting episode. Bye, everyone.